What's up, listeners? Thanks for tuning in to another episode of the In the Endzone podcast. Just a quick heads up before we jump right into it. You can find this recording as well as some of our previous recordings on Spotify and Apple Podcasts. You can find us by searching at Settle Down Media on both of those sites. Be sure to follow us on our social media pages. We regularly post on Instagram. You can find us by searching at In the Endzone podcast on Instagram. So thanks for watching this and enjoy the rest of the episode. Peace.
Yo, what's going on, fellas?
What's poppin', fellas? How we doing? How we doing?
Good, man. Good.
November 19th. Anthony just said that it was the 17th. I know that number just gets stuck in his head sometimes. So we're moving along, fellas. How we doing?
Life's good, man. Life's good. Seattle got a big win.
You're not escaping that one, Ant.
I totally believed in my team. Fully had no frustrations throughout the game, so everything went swell.
You and I said GG's.
No. Week was good though. All in all, weather's been nice. It's starting to snow here. Starting to get a little chilly.
Yeah, it's chilly, huh?
Had some chili this week. Some cornbread. So,
dude, that shit hits.
The week's good. The week's been schmoving.
Okay, I will say I've been memeing on Sean a little bit, like the last year about chili. I had some homemade chili and homemade cornbread with some fucking butter on it. Daddy.
Dude, it's so good. It's so good. It was
so good. Anyways, good. Anthony, how's your week been?
Good,
also,
man.
sorry. I want to preface. I shouldn't have roasted you. I'm sorry. I had to. We were on a wave, and I just got into it. And I apologize.
A flow state.
Hey,
the Jazz was
not
on.
Funny. That's not funny.
Jazz was playing.
I'll take it.
You know what? Week's been good. Been studying up for a potential interview happening. Not potential.
Hell yeah, brother.
But been studying up for that, trying to be prepared, go over definitions and everything. Saw DBB, yesterday for lunch. That was a good time. Him and we caught up a little bit. Yep. And
Mr. Down Bad himself.
Mr. Down Bad Bueno himself.
Gotta love him.
Had a good fantasy week as well. We took the dub but the Patriots lost. So 3-8.
Hey, it was close though.
It was close.
Also, I want to say this, and we won't talk about this later. That's why I want to say it now. I think there was some miscommunication between him and his receiver.
Yeah, no,
I don't think it was as bad of a ball as people are saying. But
no, I don't think so either. But
it was competitive.
It was a competitive game. It absolutely was. We held in there strong. Just didn't get it done. But that's okay. We still need one more win. My prediction is correct. But yeah, everything is going great. Fellas. Positive vibes here.
Good.
Yeah.
What
about you?
Good.
What about you, Bubs?
Honestly, it's been a pretty good week, man. I've had 2 workouts back to back that have been good. Last week, I just felt like really sore and tired. So I'm like pretty excited that I'm not feeling like shit in the gym, at least. Work has been pretty stressful, but really good just because I'm moving to a new project with a team that I absolutely love. So I am really excited for that. Just been super busy and realistically just been chilling, man. Ready to talk about some football.
Good stuff.
Keaton, you got anything else, or is that all you wanted to share? Intro.
Green 18. Red 48. Settle down. Wide 80. Set hut.
We suck. We suck. Get rid of Belichick. Get rid of Mac Jones. Get rid of our entire fucking receiving core.
You guys are 2-8.
That's what I thought.
7, 2-8. It doesn't matter. We still suck.
So Seahawks played the Ravens. Final score was 28-25. Geno Smith, 5 touchdowns, no interceptions. Anyway, not really much to write home about that game. Just
right.
This is
I don't think Jared Goff is a top 5 quarterback in the NFC.
Wait, are you putting Justin Herbert over Jared Goff?
Yes.
It was like an interview for like a new podcast company. Called Brazzers. I mean, you could see I'm literally in the headquarters right now, dude.
Accurate intro.
I'm not gonna lie. I mean, this might have been the week for that intro.
Yeah, this is a pretty good week for the intro.
I mean, dude, everything
Geno Smith, Jared Goff,
everything was ironic. Yeah, Jared Goff,
Patriots, Justin Herbert,
Patriots. I mean, it's just a year in advance.
Exactly.
Great intro.
Maybe except for the Brazzers part. But
no, I'm waiting for my call back.
That'll stick.
Okay.
Yeah.
That'll stick.
He sent a couple emails.
They want the 4-inch Grinch.
That
Humbug. Boom!
Oh my god, dude! There's no
Wow.
fucking way. That
Wow.
was crazy. I don't know
It's
if you want to
actually-
cut that, but that's on
Actually,
you,
4.5.
Oh.
So
Holy shit. Anyways, getting into our week 11 recap, we had a fun week of football. I need to compose myself for a second. That was crazy. Whew, week 11. It was a great week of football, honestly. And I feel like every single matchup that we had that we thought was pretty good ended up being pretty good, which we have
Better than
not
we
been able to
expected.
say exactly all year. So Thursday night, we had the Commanders versus the Eagles. Like we had mentioned earlier, the Commanders, I don't know, man. They lost a close game last week. I had called that. I think they're going to start taking a couple L's to these teams that are relatively good or relatively contenders. And that's exactly what they did with the Eagles. Eagles win 26-18. Sunday started with the Dolphins at Raiders with a slaughter. Dolphins won 34-19. Then we moved into, again, another slaughter. Browns at Saints, 35-14. Saints won that one. The Colts and the Jets played a pretty close game, 28-27. The Vikings and Titans kind of played in a boring game, which was 23-13. The Packers and the Bears played the most divisional game, actually probably the second most divisional game we've seen all week, but the most divisional game possible, 20-19, and we'll talk about that later and how the Bears lost. Man, the Jags. I'm still shocked no one's been fired because that team got blown the fuck out, as in a college score blown the fuck out. 52-6, the Lions beat the Jags. Blasphemous. The Rams at Pats, 28-22. Like we said, that was a pretty close one. Ravens at Steelers, and this is probably the most divisional game that we've seen maybe all year. Steelers won 18-16.
AFC North special.
Yep, all field goals for the Steelers. So that was an insane game. Afternoon, we had the Seahawks and the 49ers. The Seahawks won 20-17. Falcons at Broncos, another just slaughter, 38-6 with the Broncos winning. Chiefs at Bills, this saved my afternoon. The Bills won 30-21. Bengals at Chargers in one of the best Sunday night football games, if not the best Sunday night football game of the year, 34-27. And then Monday Night Football, kind of what we expected. Battle of Texas, an absolute slaughter, 34-10. Texans won the game. Man, it was a good week of football. I'm not going to lie to you. I mean, not good for me, but great week, just competitive-wise. Being able to watch that was a lot of fun. And I think there's a couple games that we realistically want to talk about. First one, and Keaton, you and I can talk about this one. Seahawks at 49ers. And I think there could be a lot of talking points from this, but I think realistically the main talking point should Kyle Shanahan be on that hot seat? I mean, we've talked about this a couple of times, not throughout his whole career, but specifically this year. And I, as a 49ers fan, don't necessarily think he should be, but after a performance like that, and now that we've lost 4+ games with a fourth quarter lead, it's hard not to think that he should be on the hot seat. Fellas, what do we think?
Keaton, you can go first on this. This was your guys' game.
Sure. I think you're right. I mean, obviously, this is a guy who's literally came within a couple yards of a Super Bowl last year.
Seconds.
Yeah, and I mean, he's had 3 on the table that have all kind of just slipped away. And I think importantly, the slipping away is the most important facet of the Kyle Shanahan shit show,
Right.
from an outside perspective. And I think what really speaks to it is there's about 3 minutes left in the game, right? And 4th and 1, we go for it. We get stuffed, just like we did the week before, previous to the bye week, I should say. And I'm like, that's game, man. I've seen crazier things, but it's the Niners, man. It's just, this is the type of shit that we do, right? Games on the line, we don't do it.
Divisional game, it just makes sense.
And we got the ball back literally within a minute of play clock and had a full 2-minute clinic with 2 timeouts to
and had 2
win that
timeouts
game.
left.
And I think about it and I go, that defense for Seattle's been lights out the last 2 weeks that they've played football. But you can't have that. You're up by 4. You can't have a 1-minute drive to give the team the ball back at the 40-yard line. You just have to be better.
You can't.
My takeaway. On the other side, Geno Smith gets the monkey off his back, man. first win against the Niners.
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
Midnight Selly.
That was tough.
That
I'm
was
sorry.
tough.
I was pissed, but it was tough as fuck.
Yeah, yeah. And I think you know what? I'm gonna say this. We've criticized this defense. I've personally have criticized the shit out of this defense. Dearness Jones, the new guy from Tennessee, has been absolutely fantastic. You can totally tell the difference he has made. And over the last 2 games, they gave up 17 points in this game. The week before against the Rams in regulation, they gave up 13 points. I can live with that. Those are two of our worst teams that we play against in terms of win-loss percentage in the last couple of years, and we've played them really well. And I think great things to come for Seattle in terms of building off the last couple of games where that defense has just been lights out. So,
yeah, you got anything to add?
Yeah, I just kind of want to preface on the Kyle Shanahan topic here. Well, real quick before I even go into that, for both of you guys, great game, honestly. Yes, Niners lost, Zach, but good game.
It was competitive. It was competitive.
It was competitive.
It was good.
it was a defensive bout. It was a defensive game.
Yeah. I mean, if you like boring and defensive games, and that was right up your alley.
But I mean, nevertheless, it's a good game. It's competitive, right? And that's what we like to see in the end of the day.
Divisional game.
Under the wire. 12 seconds left to win the game. That's type of game we like.
I will say though, the Kyle Shanahan topic. I've been honestly saying this now since I've been confidently saying this since the last Super Bowl. Kyle Shanahan should be on the hot seat. I think the amount of games that the Niners have now choked, and with less than I want to say 5 minutes at least, right? Or a little bit more, but it's been unreal. I think Kyle gets way too rattled up. He panics. His play calling in the fourth quarter, especially towards the end of the game. We've seen it at the Chiefs back last year. We've seen it now here, and we've seen it on many other games already this season. He doesn't know what to do, and confidence levels then go down. I feel like then Brock doesn't know what to do, and
his
butthole gets really fucking tight.
It gets tight.
And I don't know. I've just been now seeing it for way too long, and I think, honestly, Kyle Shanahan needs to be on the hot seat. Hell, same thing. Look at the freaking Falcons and Patriots game. That's Super Bowl, right? Offensive coordinator, same shit, right?
28-3.
28-3. It's the same shit, and I think it's a reoccurring cycle for Kyle Shanahan. I think it all around his resume with everything, it looks great on paper, but he can't win the big games. He can't win the important games at all. Whether that be a regular season game right now, which you guys needed that win to make playoffs, and now your playoff chances have gone from a little likely to now not as less likely now.
I think it's highly unlikely right now with what they have coming up over the next few games.
Yes,
exactly.
You almost have to win out because this division.
They have to win out.
Not gonna happen.
You have to win the division, and it's going to be tough now.
So I think Kyle Shanahan should be on the hot seat. That's just my whole take on it. Really quickly summed up, kind of jumping around on a whole bunch of different topics about Kyle Shanahan.
I want to preface something before I move on. I don't think that Kyle Shanahan should be on the hot seat. However, I understand why people think he should. The main reason that I think that 49ers are struggling, and this really goes back to the Super Bowl. 49ers in the Super Bowl were pretty dynamic. I mean, we saw it from the beginning. It's not like the Chiefs stopped the 49ers offense the full game, right? And it got to the fourth quarter, and what happened? Got into overtime. What happened? They started bringing blitzes. They figured Kyle Shanahan out. The league is a copycat league. And if you go back and you watch the film specifically, the 49ers do something that most teams do not, and that is not audible. The quarterback does not audible. Kyle Shanahan does not allow Brock Purdy to audible. And there's a couple things I want to say with this. Number one, when Brock has protection, he's a top 5 quarterback in the league. I mean, he's top 10, top 5, borderline, whatever you want to say. He's a great quarterback. But when he doesn't, and he's running for his life, and he can't audible anything, he gets hit. You see it in the Chiefs game. They knocked multiple balls down. He's not 6'5". He's not 6'5". They figure him out. And that's what happened. Spagnuolo figured Kyle Shanahan out in the fourth quarter, and this year he has not adjusted at all. 49ers are 5-5 because he thinks that he's smarter than everyone, and these defensive coordinators, they're smart. Every single one is smart.
I think, you're exactly what you're talking about. In one-score games under the Purdy and Shanahan era since 2023, they're 3-7.
3-7, and they've lost 3 games or 4 games this year. I don't know if it was 4. I know for sure it's 3. It might be 4, but this is what I'm saying. The thing in the fourth quarter too, when a team figures you the fuck out, you're done. You're done. They can blitz whoever they want, whenever they want, whatever they want. And we saw this with the Seahawks. They did exactly that. They did exactly that. Exactly that. They ran the exact same blitz that the Chiefs ran on 3rd and 5 to stop the 49ers from getting the first down to run out the clock in the Super Bowl. Exact same blitz. You show it. You have a stunt. Linebacker/cornerback runs through. He gets hit. What happens? You don't get the first. And this is really the big thing. I don't think Kyle Shanahan should be on the hot seat, but you got to put some trust in your players. Like at one point,
you can't lose the
you had
locker
Jimmy
room.
G. At one point, you had Jimmy G. Right. I don't understand why in the world you would ever let him to audible. But you have Brock Purdy, who's a top 10 quarterback in the league. Let the man audible. Let the man get the protection he wants and throw the fucking ball with anticipation and timing because he does it best out of anyone we've ever seen in my lifetime as a 49ers quarterback. So, yeah, that's what I want to say. I don't think he's on the hot seat. I just think things need to change.
Yeah.
Next game that we want to talk about was the divisional game that we had mentioned before, the Packers at Bears. Dude, the Bears are just so unlucky and bad. It's ridiculous. It's ridiculous. I mean, divisional game, that happens. You have a chance to win the fucking game. Your rookie drives you down the field, and I don't know if we have a video of it. Maybe you guys can pull it up, but they blocked the kick.
I'll pull it up right now.
In typical Bears fashion, you lose when it matters in a huge game, divisional game. And it happens because they blocked the goddamn kick. I mean, it's a storybook. I mean, it's so insane to me. Your rookie quarterback who has not been playing well, and I don't think he played that well in that game, to be honest with you. He drives down the field. He gets you into field goal fucking range, and it's not a long field goal. Like it's damn near a chip shot, 40 yards. We'll add it to the stage. How long is it? 45, 46 yards. And this is what happens. I mean, it's just a storybook ending for an unlucky team. I mean, it's just ridiculous. Then Jordan Love's like, yeah, dude, I'm Brett Favre 2.0. I threw 3 interceptions and 3 touchdowns today. Look at me. We barely beat the Bears. Like, dude.
Right there.
If I'm a Bears fan, I'm fucking sick.
And you know what's funny about the Bears loss is this is not the first time this season that they've lost on a last-second play.
Mm-hmm.
They lost in the Hail Mary.
My God, yep.
They lost a Hail Mary that was clearly a meme.
It was caught on the 1 yard line by DJ Moore. Yeah.
And then they lose.
Goddamn Moore too.
And then they lose this game on a blocked field goal to win it. And I mean, it is just the meme. You know, we were talking about Will Levis with the memes early in the year. This is the memeiest team right now. I mean, they're locale of the week.
They are. Hey, you know what? I'll say it once and I'll say it again already, and then we can move on. But I honestly feel so bad for Bears fans. I genuinely feel bad for those fans. Like, that's a fan base where I'm just all like, man, like, I'm so sorry that you guys
sorry,
have
Eamon.
to go through this.
I'm sorry,
Eamon. I'm sorry, Eamon. Yeah.
2 plays and you go from 6-4 to 4-6. I mean,
horrible.
If they do have those 2 plays, dude, they're 6-4 and still in the mix. So, man, just unlucky, insane. But the next game that we're going to get into was the divisional game that we had talked about, and that was the Ravens at Steelers. And, dude, this Steelers team has been rolling. Is Mr. Unlimited back? Mr. Unlimited. And I will say this. I don't know. It's hard for me to say that he's back. He's not in Seattle form. I could tell you.
No.
But this team doesn't need a fucking Josh Allen, a Patrick Mahomes, a whoever you want to say, Joe Burrow. They don't need a type of quarterback like that to win every single game, let alone win their division. They need a Russell Wilson. They need a top 20 quarterback to potentially win their division and be competitive in the playoffs. And that's what they're doing.
Yeah, they don't need a Drake May either, you know, totally.
No. But again, I mean, we look at these stats. He had a 63.9 completion percentage, 205 yards, 0 touchdowns, 1 interception, and a 67.5 rating. So it's not great, but I mean, Chris Bothwell, he went 6 for 6 and scored all of their points. I mean,
no, he went insane. He did great.
it's insane. That team, like I said, they're resilient. They're a resilient defensive team. Chris Boswell, I think, is going fucking nuts this year, which is insane because he is 33. I want to see his field goal percentage. I know it's kind of crazy.
He's the first player to reach 100 points in the NFL season.
So in the regular season this year, he has a 96.7% field goal made percentage, 29 of 30. He is 8 for 8 inside 30 yards, 7 for 7 inside 40 yards, 5 for 5 inside 50 yards, and 50 plus, he is 9 for 10. He has 107 points, and he had all of their 18 points in a win last week. Chris Boswell, welcome to the MVP conversation. Not really, but it's insane, dude.
He deserves it.
Well, looking at the fantasy perspective for him too, he scored 24 points.
Yep, I had him in my other league that I scored 160 in. Not the aggressively average league though, the PP Pooperman. So
yeah, definitely not
that ideal. One. Not in that one because I suck ass. But yeah, you guys got anything else?
Nope.
Should we move on? Cool. Well, we're moving on to the best game of the week, in my opinion, and that's the Chiefs at Bills. And first of all, I just want to say thank fucking God they're not undefeated. Thank God. Second of all, Josh Allen, you are daddy. You are daddy. And I'm not afraid to fucking say it. Josh Allen's daddy. I mean, that was incredible. That last run, and maybe we could pull this one up too, but I mean, I feel like a couple of plays in your career that defines your career. And there's definitely some players that you play and rivals that you play in where you need to have career defining moments, right? Josh Allen, he has won the most against Patrick Mahomes. Never's done it in the playoffs though. So that's why people give Joe Burrow the hype and obviously Tom Brady because they're the ones that beat him in the playoffs. But you look at games like this and people say Josh Allen throws too many interceptions, turnovers, blah, blah, blah. He's not clutch this, not clutch that. You look at a play like this and you say, that's the fucking dude I want on my team. That's the fucking dude. That's the quarterback I want representing my fucking my team right there. Fourth and two. You were
they
up
needed to get the first down.
Oh,
but you got more than that.
Get off of me.
God.
Fourth and goddamn 2. 23-21. You're up 2. You give the ball back to the Chiefs, you know they're scoring. You kick a field goal, you know they're scoring a touchdown with some bullshit fucking flag, but instead they go for it. They call a timeout, they go for it, and Josh Allen does this. Get the fuck off me, Bolton. Fucking bum. Anyways, not gonna lie, that game, that made my afternoon. I mean, after a tough loss, me and Ant were screaming. Maybe had the best dap up of 2024 after he scored.
Yeah.
I mean, that's the type of goddamn player right there that I want representing my organization. That's the quarterback I want. And Josh Allen, what a game, dude. What a fucking game. But
speaking on the other side of that, when is the last time a quarterback of this magnitude has fallen off this hard in just a single season? I know it happens. You know, Brady had his worst years at times, but I mean, you're talking about a guy coming off of 2 straight Super Bowl wins, trying to get to that all elusive third, something no one's ever done before, from my understanding. And right now, he's tied with, unfortunately, Geno Smith and Jordan Love with 11 interceptions and 15 touchdowns.
Hey, they're winning games. I mean, it's hard to
argue
games.
Against. They're winning games.
I mean, I understand he's playing bad, but he's pretty much due for an interception every single. Actually, he is due for an interception every single game. That's literally an average of 1 per game. But when it matters, he typically makes a play, and we know he would have made that play if Josh Allen didn't get that 4th and 2nd. So, like I said, that's the type of guy that I want on my team, and he's the type of quarterback that I would be fucking ecstatic to play for.
Yep.
So that was a crazy game. I really enjoyed it. And shit, man, another crazy game that I was not expecting was the Falcons at Broncos. And this was a slaughter, like I said. The Broncos won 38-6. And I don't know if I bet on the Falcons or the Broncos, and maybe you guys remember, but I think we were pretty close on this game, and it was an absolute slaughter. And so my question to that is, should Bo Nix be seriously considered for Offensive Rookie of the Year? And before everyone's saying, oh, dude, look at what the Commanders are doing, let's be completely frank with you. Both the Broncos and the Commanders last year were asked before these quarterbacks got there, and both these quarterbacks have elevated the play. Jaden Daniels has a 68.7 completion percentage, 2,388 yards. I believe that's total yards too. If it's not, then this might be a completely different argument. But 10 touchdowns, 3 interceptions, and a 99.6 rating. Bo Nix, though, has a 65.5% completion percentage, 2,275 yards, 14 touchdowns, 6 interceptions, and an 89.3 rating. Look, man, both them are playing great. This rookie class is one of the best we've seen in a while. Actually, it's probably one of the best we've seen in at least 5 years, maybe 10.
Yeah.
I mean, there's 3 guys that are like solidified starters, and thankful for you, Anthony. Drake May is one of them.
And there's still 2. There's still 2 that we don't even know about.
Yep.
Yeah,
There's
true.
still 2 that we don't even know about.
True.
JJ McCarthy and Michael Penix, 2 of the
I will
guys
say
playing in
Michael
the national
Penix-
championship.
The first ball he threw was a hospital ball, but after that, he calmed down a little bit. He calmed down.
He'll learn a little bit. He's a raw talent. He's gonna.
So what do you guys think?
He's gonna need
Seriously,
some time.
though? Do you think he should be considered, or is it just a runaway for Jaden Daniels?
I would not say it's a runaway, and I think it's mainly because Washington has started to hit a little bit of a wall, as some might say. They're still second in the NFC East, but you're looking at 2 straight losses on the season. They're still 7-4, so you're in a great spot. They're still second place in a wild card spot, so you can't be upset, right? They're a playoff team. I think the issue ultimately is that right now that defense isn't playing well, and I think it's negatively impacting how people are viewing Jaden Daniels. For a rookie quarterback, it is very rare to see what we're seeing out of Jaden Daniels. But I also think when you're coming from a Denver Broncos team with Sean Payton, who had Russell Wilson, who everyone expected to be great, and he stunk up the field. And then you're looking at Bo Nix, like, okay, Bo Nix, first game, throws a couple of picks. Okay, he's not playing well, whatever. The guy is doing exactly what he's been doing his whole college career. Starting out like shit, and then getting just better and better and better. It's kind of like that Caleb Williams progression that we saw for a couple weeks and then stopped. And I mean that with genuine sincerity. Bo Nix literally every week has gotten better and better and better. And I mean, he literally had almost a perfect game last week. If
he played fantastic.
He actually
easily his best game of the career.
I think he had just shy of
I think
he had like a 140 passer rating. I'll tell you right now, if he keeps this up, he had a 145 passer rating the week before. He had a 115. And I mean, you're now looking at it like, okay, he's thrown no interceptions for the last 2 games, 6 touchdowns on about a 77% completion percentage. He keeps that up. There's no way he doesn't get that, especially with how good the Broncos have been.
They've been good. Come down to the wire.
It's going to come down to the wire.
Down to the wire. Yep.
No one expected him to be here, though. I will say, none of us did.
No.
So.
No. Anthony, you got anything?
Nah, not really. I think don't think it's a runaway, like you said, but I definitely think it's close, and I don't think it's absurd to say that. Sorry, could you guys hear me?
Nope.
No? Oh shit. Well, I was frozen.
Big glitch.
Big glitch. Okay. So as I was saying, I don't think it's a runaway about that, how you were saying, but I definitely don't think it's absurd to put him in the conversation of offensive rookie of the year or whatever.
Cool.
Yeah.
I agree. I think honestly it's about as simple as that. Well, we're going to get into the news section of our podcast or episode, and there's really not a lot. And we're going to start this off with a little bit of a meme. Seahawks center Connor Williams, who it's been back-to-back weeks now. We've memed up a little bit because he has been doing some very, very questionable play. And it doesn't really change because the 27-year-old Seahawks center Connor Williams retired on Wednesday. So everything that has happened the last 2 weeks that has been questionable with his play kind of is summarized in this. While there's no exact reason as to why this happened, it seems like this was due to poor mental health as his play on the field was not great and in weeks 8 and 9 has fallen off a cliff, like we had said. He announced this right before the 49ers game, like Sunday morning.
Did not want to go against that defense again. And just couldn't do it.
I honestly, again, have not really seen this very often. This reminds me low key of who was the player that
Vontae Davis.
yes, Vontae Davis
Rest
on
in
the
peace.
goddamn Colts. He just fucking retired at halftime.
Rest in
He
peace,
walked
Vontae
into
Davis.
walked into the locker room and retired. I mean, it's
Yeah.
almost like that, dude.
Yeah.
It's just insane to me. I don't even know.
RIP, my man.
But yeah, Keith,
Yeah.
do you have anything to say about this? Did your backup
I-
now starting center play well? And
He played.
did you even realize?
He played well enough. It's funny because there was a play where Geno Smith wasn't looking and the ball gets snapped past his hands, and I'm like, okay, where's Connor Williams when you need him? And no, I really do think that he got released from Miami. I thought he was good enough to play for a team. Seattle picks him up because we needed a center. It's been our biggest position of need for the last 10 years and some change. And yeah, I mean, it just felt like he had the skill set, but he didn't have the size because he was just getting bulldozed. And I truly believe he lost. He was one of the larger reasons we lost a couple of games that we did this season. And the fact is, another guy came in and did better than him in his first game. And I do hope he's doing good. I do hope he's doing good. If for some miracle he ever sees this, I hope you're doing fine. The fact is, you weren't good. You weren't good.
He's only 27 too.
I think after getting released and then fucking sucking it up in Seattle, I don't think he could take it anymore, man. So
It happens.
yeah,
Hey,
we'll see what happens.
We'll
see what happens.
It's also mental.
It's a mental
It is
game.
also mental. And anything?
Nope, nothing.
Well, moving on to, again, I mean, this news section is not the most exciting, but this is probably one of, if not the most exciting portions of this segment. Tommy DeVito has been named as the starter for the New York Giants after Daniel Jones was benched last game for poor performance. Daniel Jones's stats last game were pretty brutal against a defense that is damn near a college-level defense against the Panthers. So he had a 59.5 completion percentage, 190 yards, 0 touchdowns, 2 interceptions, and a 50.5 rating. Definitely a Daniel Jones type of game. And again, kind of weird because I think Drew Lock started the season as second stringer. However, this will keep him as the second stringer and move Daniel Jones down to the third string. I would say the Giants are definitely making a point with this. They are going to move on from him, and it's well-deserved. I mean, he has been ass and extremely inconsistent in all of the years that he has been with the Giants, and they've signed him for. So, again, the question arises, has this been the worst contract ever?
Not the worst one ever. Deshaun Watson exists. Deshaun Watson exists.
Deshaun Watson.
It's got to be top 5. It's got to be top 5.
I think it's up there.
So, Zach, remember when I showed you that video? What was it, yesterday or 2 days ago? Of all the Giants fans of when Daniel Jones got drafted, and they were all just booing. Oh my god! It was just funny. It's ironic, you know.
It's very ironic. It's a full circle moment.
Yeah,
full circle moment.
Giants.
He's not going to be on the Giants next year, so you guys can be a little bit happy, I guess. But Tommy DeVito over Drew Lock, I don't really know how I feel about that.
I can tell you why. I can tell you why that is. And because I myself was like, okay, I've watched Drew Lock.
I know.
I watched Drew Lock live 2 times. I didn't even ever get to see Geno play. And, I'll tell you what. So Drew Lock is a free agent in this offseason, along with Tommy DeVito. The difference is Tommy DeVito's a restricted free agent, so they're probably going to bring him back no matter what happens. What they're doing right now is they know Drew Lock is just not. Drew Lock's just not their guy. Like, I think he's good enough. I think he's absolutely good enough to win games. We saw it. But what they're doing with Tommy DeVito, the New York kid, brings in, puts people in seats. People are going to go see Tommy Cutlets play. And I think they're going to want to see, do we need to draft a quarterback? Because he's younger than Drew Lock. He's got maybe more upside just because of his age and his contract. So that's ultimately why I think they're just not going to play Drew Lock. Now, I would love for Tommy DeVito to suck it up, to absolutely stink it up, and they have to put in Drew Lock, and then Drew Lock balls out, and they've got no choice. I don't see it happening, though.
Yeah, so I'm not gonna lie. If I offend any of you guys as Giants fans, I'm sorry, but Tommy Cutlets is not gonna fucking do it. You got to draft someone. You're going to be drafting someone next round. or next
The
year.
Giants are bringing in the Italian.
They will be. They will be.
Yes.
All right. Well, staying in New York, and this is a pretty crazy, I guess, news segment as well. Jets GM Joe Douglas was fired after 5.5 seasons with the team. This comes directly after the Jets suffered their worst loss in the season, as they are now 1-5 since firing Robert Saleh, who was not the problem, I guess. Phil Savage, the senior football advisor for the Jets, was named the team's interim general manager, and Savage was a former GM of the Cleveland Browns. Not a great resume, but kind of just piggybacking off of this, and I guess this kind of makes sense as to why they're doing this. The Jets are also planning on moving on from Aaron Rodgers next season, so it kind of seems like they are in a full rebuild, not just the bullshit rebuild. They'll probably get rid of Devontae. They'll probably get rid of really everyone besides Breece Hall. I mean, maybe you can build around some
Garrett
of the
Wilson,
defensive line. Yeah, Garrett Wilson, Breece Hall, but Aaron Rodgers gone. Their GM gone. And again, I mean, that kind of wraps up our news segment. I mean, that was kind of an exciting piece of news, but a boring week. Regardless.
I'm not shocked though. I really
to add to that.
No,
I personally don't. I'm just not shocked because I really do think it's over for Aaron. I think Aaron's just.
I think he's gonna retire.
I just don't know what. Obviously, he wants a second ring, whatever. But no one needs you, and you're not going to go to the Giants, who have a worse offensive line. He wants a team that has a better offensive line, and there's just not a team that has a better offensive line that really needs a 43-year-old quarterback. Who, I'll be honest, I have never seen a quarterback who makes shittier throws and then throws his arms up, trying to just blame, use a scapegoat on another receiver. Like he'll throw a garbage ball to Garrett Wilson and then throw up his hands. Oh, you didn't. If for any basketball fans out there, watch Luka Doncic play defense in 2024 and tell me that is not the same mannerism that Aaron Rodgers has. He always complains when things don't go his way and always puts the blame on someone else. And I'm tired of it. And I really do hope this is it for Aaron. I'm over it. Get him out of here.
Where does he go? It doesn't even make sense. Like I don't even know a team that wants him or needs him.
Yeah, I agree. I
don't know, but the Jets, they deserve this. I'm sorry. I mean, I don't think Jets fans deserve this, and they're probably the last fans to deserve this at all. But the Jets need this. They need this. A full-blown rebuild. They tried multiple things over and over and over again, and really since Mark Sanchez won them the wild card game, they haven't really done shit. And you bring in Aaron Rodgers, you think you're going to be a great fucking team. He tears his Achilles, done. You bring him in again this year, he's healthy, is playing decent, not at the Aaron Rodgers level that we've seen him at, and the team is just in shambles. It's in shambles, and it's GG's. I mean, there's always next year and the year after that and the year after that and the year after that, but they will definitely be drafting a quarterback as well, in my opinion. So, moving on, we're going to get into fantasy. I'm just going to make this quick. I lost again. I don't even want to talk about it. Football sucks. The 49ers suck. My team sucks. And yeah, that's about it. I think I'm 5-6 now. My best was Jordan Love, even though he threw fucking 1,000 picks. Not really, but he had 20.24 points. My worst was TJ Hawkinson, who had 15 the week before, but he had 3.3. And then my mid or most disappointing was Nico Collins, 9.4. And 9.4 isn't bad. If you actually watch the game, he probably could have had more. He had a really bad penalty that was a 80-yard touchdown called back on the first play, and it's his first game back. So, I mean, I'm not like too upset about it, but my team sucks. I'm just getting prepared to eat some spicy wings.
Well,
it's possible. It's possible that you or one of us is doing it.
Yeah.
Or Diego. So,
go for it, Keith.
Yeah. Oh, am I going? Yeah. Well, look, I didn't play well. I mean, me personally, I don't, who cares how I played? My team didn't play well. And really, I say that, but it is kind of like my team played fine. It was just simple little things that didn't. Really, none of my three quarterbacks that I have on my roster were going to suffice. Baker was on bye week. I dropped what's his face? Dak, and then I picked up Russ. Russ got 7 points. Whatever. My running backs are the shittiest part of my team right now.
Yeah.
Look, I'm going to be honest. My running backs, Aaron Jones, 6 points. Kyron Williams, 9 points. Whatever. My best player, though, Amon-Ra St. Brown, 38 points. Legendary shit. Worst player, I just mentioned Aaron Jones with 5 points. My most mid player was DK Metcalf, 14 points. And I'm not shocked. He's wide receiver number 1 against a really good secondary. And it's reflecting because Jackson Smith and Jigba had a great game. So I expect to bounce back against the Cardinals, but just not right now. So,
Yeah.
Honestly, wait, Keaton, you scored 130 points?
I did because look at Jonnu Smith. Jonnu Smith had like 30
good,
points.
Just unlucky.
Yeah,
that probably would have won you most of the week's game. Yeah.
Jonnu Smith had 30 points. David Njoku had like 25 points. Amon-Ra had a ton of points.
That would have won you in most games. So
I had a really good week if you disinclude my quarterbacks and running backs, so it's fine.
Yep.
Ant?
Well, unlike you losers, I won. And I won 132-98 against, the one person, honestly, that I was really hoping I'd beat, not only because he was the best player in our league, but on top of that, because he's down bad. And once again, we're bringing this conversation back over to DBB, John Bueno himself, that down bad fuck. You lost to me, you bum. You lost, bud. Best player, Saquon Barkley, 33 points. Thank you, God. But here's the thing with Saquon. It's a gamble. It's a gamble with him. It's either he scores 8 points or a 30 bomb. It's no.
I said that last week.
You did say it last week.
Really happened. 100%. It's really happened. It's 8 or 30, 8 or 30, 8 or 30.
Yeah.
Every fucking 2 weeks.
Yeah. So there was that. Worst player, Jake Ferguson. You bum. You went from being one of like a tight end, a must tight end to have in fantasy to now like you're being a bum because you're in Dallas, which sucks. And most mid player was Alvin Kamara with 12.9. It's almost 13, but just wasn't the numbers I'm looking for out of Kamara. Fuck you, Taysom Hill, for taking all of his touches. I can't stand you, you fucking fat piece of shit. And that's about
happened
it.
3 times. Didn't he score 3 times?
Yes, he scored fucking 3 times. It was annoying.
Or am I dripping?
No, it was 3. He had like 30, like that. But that was my week. It's great. I'm now in 5th place. We're back in the playoff runner-up, and we're ready to go for the next 3 weeks.
Man. Yeah, he had 3 touchdowns. Holy shit. 7 carries, 138 yards, 3 touchdowns. Oh my God, dude. That's insane. Well, Keaton.
Yeah.
I'm ready for this segment because it's one of my favorite of the week. Give us your crazy stat, buddy.
This is a weird week. This is a weird week of football. This is tough to find a crazy stat, but one of the things I feel like has gone very under the radar is just the pure dominance of Brock Bowers, dude. I remember we did the NFL live draft, and we all laughed with Tyler when they drafted Brock Bowers because it was like they do not need a tight end. They need a lot of things including a quarterback. But here's a crazy stat just to kind of break down how good Brock Bowers has been. The rookie right now leads all tight ends with 706 receiving yards, 146 more than the next player, George Kittle, with 560. He is currently on pace to break the rookie record for receptions in a season, currently held by Puka Nacua with 105. He is also on pace to break Mike Ditka's record for most receiving yards by a rookie tight end in a season, with the Hall of Famer recording 1,076 yards in the 1961 campaign.
Wow.
No, I mean, that's literally
bro. I'm telling you.
Ashton Genty for the first 5 weeks of football. That type of stat line.
Yes. I said this. Mm-hmm. He's a generational talent. I mean, he was
really
at Georgia. But
we knew what
really
he was going to be.
Makes sense with the Raiders, and I don't know if it makes sense, but he's performing.
He's their only part of their offense performing. That's the most important thing.
Yep. Anthony, do you have a crazy stat as well?
I have 2 actually. One of them's funny. Boom, boom. I'll give the first one out, and then I'll do like my funny one. Okay. The first one is, I have it written down right here. During the Jaguars and Lions game. Okay. Well, not during, but once that game was completed, the Lions outgained the Jaguars by 475 yards, which was the largest yardage differential in a game since 1979. quick math for you. That's 45 years.
Holy shit.
Yeah.
That's
Dude,
insane.
That's actually nuts.
That's nuts.
insane.
How has no one been fired for the fucking Jags? How?
No.
You know what? They said that they're still looking at who they need to fire. And they might be taking a page. Hey, they might be taking a page out of the Jets book. The season's already gone.
God.
We all thought
everyone.
We thought it was Robert Saleh. We're now realizing maybe it wasn't Robert Saleh. So I think that's what they're doing. They're maybe slowing it down a little bit. Season's already over. Nothing you can do.
That's fair.
I guess.
So for my next stat, this one's great. This one's just going to put a smile on your face, Zach.
Let's put a smile on that face.
Let's just put it this way. Hey, Zach, how many times has the Dallas Cowboys won in their home stadium
This year?
this year? Zero.
0?
How many times has Jake Paul won in the Dallas Cowboys stadium?
No way.
1.
Yeah,
That
that's
is
crazy.
Fucking insane.
Did
you see that, or did you make that
craziest? That's one of the craziest.
I saw it, but I mean,
Doesn't matter. Doesn't matter. That's a
round of applause.
That's a great stat. That's the best stat I've
Dallas
ever heard.
fans, you fucking suck.
You let a social media guru win in your building when we couldn't even get it to load.
You can't win a goddamn home game.
You can't win football. And you've got metal falling from your roof.
Oh, man. I love Dallas fans, too. We made a fucking video about this, and they're like, they wouldn't be that bad if they had Dak as a starter. I'm like, they were fucking horrible with him. Horrible. It didn't make a difference. Anyways.
Yeah.
Before I get into that, I'm going to stop because I don't want to get into that. We are going to get into our last segment, which is the Week 12 predictions. And I'm not going to lie to you. This might be the worst week of the whole year.
It's going to be a brutal one.
Maybe 3 games that are going to be.
We need to make sure we get all of these correct this week.
Let's start.
We never do.
Thursday. Steelers at Browns. I think it's going to be a close game, but you know who I'm going to go with. Give me the Steelers.
I'm also going to go with the Steelers.
They're just too good.
Yeah,
Go Steelers.
There's just no way. Starting off Sunday with some morning games, Titans at Texans. And again, this is just where the shit show starts because this Sunday morning game segment is just fucking awful.
Gonna be a little funky.
At Texans, give me the Texans.
I will take the Texans as well.
I think the Titans might actually start hot early, and then the Texans will put it away. So I'm going to take the Texans.
Okay.
All right. Viking. I want to do it so bad. I want to do
that one more time. Repeat that.
Say it one more time. Repeat it.
Oh, did I go in and out?
Yeah.
Okay, hold on. I have like the little symbol right now, so I'm gonna wait for it to go away.
You're good right now. You're clear.
You're fine right now.
Okay, cool. Vikings at Bears. I really want to do it. I want to do it. I want to pull the upset. I just don't think
I'll pull the upset with you. I'll pull the upset with you.
Yeah,
I'll go
let's
Bears.
do it. Let's go Bears, baby.
And I'm only saying that because I'm worried about the Vikings offense lately. I just have not been able to put it together.
Sam Darnold, man, he's been as well. Sorry,
hasn't been playing well.
Looks like Sam Darnold from the past.
Yep.
Yeah.
I'm going to go with the Vikings on this. I agree. The offense is looking shaky. It's the safe bet first off. And I don't know. Like, I get it. Yes, Bears defense is good. Vikings offense has been a little bit shaky recently. They're going to be an underwhelming team. Their fans are just going to get heartbroken in the first round of the playoffs. It's to be expected. But I'm still going to go with the Vikings on this.
Yeah, Zach and I are hitting on a soft 17 at the blackjack table.
Yes.
It only goes one way from there.
All right. Well, moving on, we got the Cowboys at Commanders. Give me the Commanders.
I'll take the Commanders as well.
Yeah, Cooper Rush. Yeah, not going to happen, pal.
Cooper Rush or Trey Lance on top of that. Not going to happen.
Both and honestly, both these teams are not playing great, but there's just no way the Cowboys are going to win that. There's no way.
No, there's no way.
Pats at Dolphins. Give me the Dolphins. They've been rolling. Keaton, you called it. They've been rolling.
Hey, I'm going to say
all you got to do is rally.
I'm going to say the Dolphins. And you know what? I say this every time. Every time. You can check the receipts on last season as well. You know why I pick the Dolphins every single time we play them? It's because we can never beat that fucking team. We just can't. We suck. We suck, boys. This is not good. It's horrible.
I want to know how I got these scars. The Miami
Dolphins. Give me the Dolphins, unfortunately.
I'll take the Fins as well.
3-9. Here we come.
It's okay. It's okay. Hey, worst
Chiefs
things you
at
could be.
Panthers.
Yes.
Chiefs
Big
at
Cowboys
Panthers.
fan.
Man, I want to do it with the upset, but there's just no way. Give me the Chiefs.
No way.
Can't
Chiefs.
do it.
Why don't I?
Can't do it.
I'll do the upset. I'll hit
Fuck it.
on a soft 18. Give me the Panthers. Give me the Panthers.
All right. Bucks at Giants.
Nice.
Moving along. Bucks at Giants. Yeah, I'm sorry. I don't know if I want to go with Tommy Cutlets in this because there's been some games where he comes out and he's firing. Malik might have 2 points or 40. So
No in
this
between.
one's kind of tough. The Bucks have not been playing great though either. So I don't know. This is a tough one to predict. What do you guys think?
I'm gonna go with the Bucks on this.
Same Z's. Sorry, I yawned. I'm going with the
fuck it.
Bucks.
I'm gonna go with the Giants. Why not?
Nice.
I
Hitting
got
on a
no
soft 19.
There it is.
Yes.
Lions at Colts and maybe the biggest slaughter of the week. I think we all can move on from this.
All I can say, Anthony Richardson, you had a great week.
Yes.
That's all. He had a great week last week. He's going to get absolutely slaughtered by Brian Branch
Thank
and Co.
you.
So
Thank you. Okay.
got to give him his flowers.
We move on to the afternoon games and then the primetime games. And this is where it kind of gets decent. We got the Broncos at Raiders. Not decent after this.
God.
I think
Zach
we all
Moss is
have
gonna
the
feast.
Broncos.
Riley Moss, sorry.
Yeah.
Riley Moss, sorry.
I'm gonna go with the Broncos on this as well.
Yeah, Broncos.
Okay. This is where it gets a bit decent. Cardinals at Seahawks. This is tough, dude.
The Seahawks defense has been lights out. That's what I'm gonna.
No.
That's the.
But Kyler's a beast, dude. His mobility is wild.
I'll say I'm gonna go with the Cardinals on this, and I think that little midget's gonna run all around that field.
That little midget's crazy. Have they played each other yet, Keaton?
They have not played each other. No. But statistically, Seattle does dominate the Cardinals every year. It's like
I'm gonna go with the Seahawks. I think it's gonna be 50-50, and Seahawks win at home. So I'm going with Seahawks.
Seahawks need a win at home. Haven't had much of
49ers
those
at
lately.
Packers. Got to have some hope. Maybe the team will actually come out firing. Give me the 49ers, even though that is probably my least likely bet to hit this week because I have no confidence. No confidence.
Yeah, I have no confidence in you guys. I'm sorry. I thought CMC was gonna have a good game last week. He had an okay game at best, or at best he had an okay game.
Seattle defense, not bad.
Seattle defense, not bad. But yeah, I think I'm gonna go with the Packers on this. I'm gonna go with the wide receiver 3 Packers.
I'm gonna take the Niners. I'm gonna take the Niners, and I only say this because the Packers statistically literally cannot beat the Niners. It is like Dallas Cowboys in the playoffs. It does not happen. And I'm gonna ride the hot hand, man.
This year's different.
The Niners lost against the Seahawks. I guarantee you they're not going to lose against the Packers. They can't go back to back on those broken curses.
All right.
So
Well, moving on, we have the Eagles and Rams for the Sunday night football game. This is at the Rams Stadium. Give me the Eagles. I just don't see a way in which the Rams win this one.
This one's going to be interesting, I think.
You want to give your prediction man. First? The Eagles are hot. Saquon makes
Offensive player of the year.
Saquon makes the front of my pants just a little bit tighter every time I see him run. So give me the Eagles.
All right.
Yeah. I think I will go with the Eagles. They're on a hot run, like you guys said. I still don't have a lot of faith though in Jalen Hurts being able, doing Jalen Hurts things. I don't know. I don't know. I'm never confident with Jalen Hurts after the past 2 years.
I will say this one thing. People hate on Geno Smith as much as they hate on Jalen Hurts because of their inabilities to perform or whatever. Mm-hmm. Both those quarterbacks right now are tied with the most clutch wins since 2023. So pretty good stat with you. I think it's at 7 and 7 apiece. So
yeah.
I like that stat. It's a great
both
stat.
clutch performers in the grand scheme of the stat. So
I'll take the Eagles. I'll take them.
So we all got the Eagles. Okay. Well, Monday Night Football, and which I think is going to be the game of the week for sure. Ravens at Chargers. Give me the Chargers. And I don't even think I'm going to question it.
You guys should go to this game.
I have been thinking about it. I actually might have been offered tickets for either this game or the Chargers at Bucks. I still have to think or see which one it is.
It's kind of cool how every week is a home game for you guys.
Yeah, it's kind of nuts.
Yeah, I'm going to take the Chargers. I think this is no Kyle Hamilton. It's going to be no problem for Justin Herbert. So
I think I'm going to go with
great.
I think I'm going to go with the Chargers on this. I think it's going to be a close game, but I also think Derrick Henry's going to fucking do his thing out there. I don't think Lamar's going to do too much when it comes down to the passing. I think it's Derrick Henry that's going to be able to do all the work.
That's the thing. It's the statistically best offense in the league versus statistically the best defense in the league, or it's top three if they're not number one and number one. So it's going to be a battle. Give me the Chargers, and that wraps up our episode. Fellas, you got anything to say before we end it?
No, other than I hope the Patriots win somehow.
Go Patriots.
Go Patriots, go.
We'll end it how we typically end it. Go Patriots, go Niners, go Seahawks. Please
Keaton's,
like, subscribe,
Keaton's,
and we'll see y'all next week.
Wait, it's time for Keaton's, knowledge checkup of the week. Little wise words from the guy.
Here we go.
If you're at the blackjack table, don't hit on a soft 17. That's my time. Make sure to tip your waitresses. We'll see you next week.
Y'all. Peace.
Seconds now. Under 20. Smith back to throw. Smith takes off. Geno Smith. Endzone ahead. Touchdown Seattle. With 12 seconds. Geno Smith again puts the Seahawks on his back.